welcome back. I'm happy to see that our channel is growing. We are closing in on our first 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. Your support means a lot to me. I appreciate that a lot. And while we are at it, if you haven't done already, press that subscribe button. And now, without further ado, let's get into our topic today. That is farms. So let's start with how many farms do you need? So as a new castle that is starting off in a new realm, or if you're just starting with the game, in my opinion, about 3 to 5 farms is good enough to get you to your castle level 30 pretty fast. One time I tested in a new realm myself how fast I can get to C30, and I used 5 farms, and it took me 4 months to get to that castle level 30. So after C30, of course, the Azurite becomes a requirement, and while we are waiting for it, we also get some extra time, let's say, to wait for our resources to accumulate. So 5 farms still could be alright. However, it might be helpful with all the higher resource requirements for all the buildings and everything to increase the number by maybe 2, like to 7 total. But of course, if you have lots of time on your hand, or if you can manage it, go for 10 or 20 farms, like I see sometimes with people here in my realm right now. There are even people with 50 farms. I don't know how they manage it, but it helps a lot. Yes, like you just need to loot them once a day maybe, or once a week, and you still have enough resources to upgrade something. And next topic will be about what kind of troops do you want to recruit on your farms. The most effective ones will be the T4 cavalry troops that will be the fastest to recruit, as well as the maximum load capacity is on them as well, since we only aim to reach castle level 15 so that the iron mines are also unlocked. So T4 cavalry is what you need on your castles, in your farms. And how many do you need? It really depends. Normally, on their load capacity, like 60,000 of them is more than enough to gather on normal tiles. It shouldn't exceed your wounded limit, so that in case you get hit and you won't lose troops, and it's then just heal them and not having to re-recruit them or anything like that. And for upgrading buildings, like, the aim on a farm is just to get to that threshold point, like castle level 15. So upgrade only those buildings that are required to get you to that point, not waste or resources or time on any other buildings except the requirement buildings. And of course, you need to upgrade the barracks to level 10. Ideal situation is have all your barracks that you can do at the time to level 10 as well, so that the recruitment is faster. Then in order to increase your wounded capacity faster, instead of relying on the hospital in the beginning, you can just upgrade your wounded limit by increasing the level of your medic tents, because one level increases it by 500, and you have 5 or 6 of them in your castle. That's much faster to increase your wounded capacity while you wait on resources to upgrade the higher buildings. And of course, once you reach to castle level 15, increase your drill grounds to the maximum level possible. Then also the blacksmith. So now let's have a look at the technology that you need on your farms. So of course, when you are upgrading the technology levels, your college level has to be increased as well to the required levels. Yes, you can go into the development tree and increase your wounded capacity here as well, like medical facilities level 1. Only for this castle level available, you can maximize that out depending on the resource availability and the time you have. I also upgraded the level of the architecture here in the castle as well, like increasing the building construction speed. This was one of my very first farms when I first started playing the game, and so you can also see some of the mistakes that I made here. Like, I actually upgraded a lot of my military tech as well, which was not really needed. Like you can see, I increased mage attack and everything on this. That was a waste of resources at that time. So the main focus will be the resource tree here, and just maximize that out, except for the depot, because you are attacking your own farms for your resources. You don't want too much resources to be protected by the depot here. So make sure that you don't upgrade it too much like I did here. Only upgrade enough so that you can research the much more useful technology, like maybe increase stone production or gathering speed and everything, and then go as much as possible that you can from here Like level 3 Minecraft for iron gathering speed was the highest that I could do at this castle level. It really depends how much gathering speed is relevant for your castle based on your time. How many times a day can you send out troops to gather on tiles? If you're super busy and you can do it only once a day, then gathering speed doesn't really play much of a role there, because you send it out once and it doesn't matter when they finish it. If you can send them out multiple times, or you are actually even putting alarms to send them back out once they get back, then yes, gathering speed is also quite good, so that you can maximize the online time, let's say, where you are getting something out of it. So C15 is where you get to get your iron mines unlocked. However, you can go one level higher to castle level 16. What's the use of it is that you get emblems. You get your emblems unlocked at level 16 castle. And here the only emblem that's relevant for a farm is the faith emblem, because it has that resource output boost. So whenever you get the chance, upgrade it. You don't need to focus 100% on it, or like put extra effort into it. Like whenever they accumulate, just upgrade it so that it's an extra 1 or 2% increase in your resource output overall. And I think it's a nice small addition to what you can have in your castle. And then let's look at the blacksmith. I also recommend a few gear parts that you can have on your farms. So the ones that I've equipped at the moment are the belt at level 10. That is relevant for a farm. So here on a belt, only thing that's good is gather speed. So I put that up on that. The accessory I have put on the bracelet, the bronze bracelet at level 10, which has the load boost buff on it. So basically what this does is it increases the amount of resources that your troops can carry. This also reduces then in turn the number of troops that you need to gather the same amount of resources. So I've kept that. Of course, you can try extra hard to get it all to gold orange level artifacts as well, but I don't really mind that at the moment. So the last one is the boots, where you have at level 15 there is a load boost and gather speed boost, both on the same gear, and I have done that as well. That's the gear part that you can have on a farm, and also all my resource buildings. I would recommend upgrading your iron mines first, and then the stone, and then wood and food. Of course, you can also just do them in parallel in the beginning, because the levels are so small that they are super fast to upgrade. So, and they don't require that much of resources. So that's how I did it. Like I slowly maxed them out while you only using the extra resources available at the time, because my main focus in the beginning was to push the castle level to 15 as fast as possible. And then when we come into the next thing, which is lord skills, like what do you equip as lord skills on your castle? So lord exp points are also relevant for your farms whenever you can get them. Get it, like maybe with gems from the black market or from the merchant ship, and sometimes from events as well, you get it for free. So as you can see here, I put them all here, nothing on the war tree right now. And of course, just to avoid the stamina recovery monster attack speed part, because I believe most of us won't be spending that much time on our farms trying to hit monsters as well. Of course, if you have time, go for it. Then you can also think about increasing your stamina recovery if you are that active on your farms as well. Otherwise, I would just recommend putting them all on your resource production or resource gathering speed, the load boost, and all that stuff. And I have still a few more missing because I neglected my farms for a while now, that my load levels are not that high anymore. And also another thing that I want to point out is that where do you gather your resources when you don't have that many elite mines, or when you don't have enough stone or iron mines? I say that because we normally get a lot of free food and wood everywhere. Like for example, when you have sufficient territory already, you can see like you're getting free food and wood every day. And also from events, they are most available, and the production rates are higher for food and wood, so you don't necessarily have to focus on gathering them. So what I normally do is, if there are elite mines where they can gather stone or iron, then I send troops there. Otherwise, I search for tiles where I can send to gather iron or stone as well. I don't really gather food or wood anymore anyways. Like I don't need it, like I get it for free. And also as a main active castle, on your main castle you will be killing monsters, so you're getting free resources that way as well on there. If you don't have that much time to gather resources though, I would recommend not to gather on tiles owned by other alliances because they would have taxes on them, and the only time you're actually sending out troops, you don't want that to be reduced by any number at all. So make sure you're sending only to free tiles where there is no tax requirement or anything like that. That's another thing to keep in mind. You can always also focus on one resources at a time. Let's say you gather only iron until you meet your requirement, then you go for stone and things like that on your farms. This is also helpful. The last thing, because it has been creating a lot of problems recently, or people have been complaining a lot about it, like Infinite Wars. It used to be such a nice thing for our farms when we had a little time to spend on it, that we could do Infinite Wars on it and get all the packs for iron and stone, for example. And now they have put that behind a castle level barrier. Like here, for example, only castle level 19 onwards, you will be able to get the smaller iron crates. And actually, when it comes down to the big stone and iron crates that we used to get, you need castle level 26, and that's insane for farms, and it's not really worth spending that much time for getting that. So I would say, if you have the time for it, just rush through Infinite Wars on your farm, and that is more than enough to get these stone crates that are actually unlocked at our current stage, like castle level 15 or 16, that is. You can easily get that, and also get the Lord XP card from here. That's 50,000 Lord XP points for free there as well. So those are the only two things that I would say that you should get from the Infinite Wars shop on your farms. So yeah, that's it for today. That's how I set up my farms. That's how I gather resources and how recruiting troops, or what kind of technology that I researched so far. And there are not really any artifacts that you are useful for farms. You could maybe have the Draconite, just for the sake of increasing that wounded capacity. And also the drop near artifact, it reduces the wood cost for building, and some of us will get it. I think one pack you buy in the beginning, you get this artifact for free. It reduces the wood cost by like 30,000. It's not really that much, but I don't really think it's worth it spending time or effort or even money on it to try and upgrade any of these artifacts on your farms. As you can see, my barracks are like 13 and 14 and all that. Like, this was the initial mistakes that I made. So I would say keep it at 10, get those T4 cavalry running, and that's all you need. So hope you all enjoyed the video and learned something new from this. Leave in the comments below how many farms you have right now, and how fast is it growing. What have you set up? Is there something different that you have found out in your experience so far while you are setting up your farms, or whether there is a way to increase the resource production that I haven't mentioned here. Feel free to write that all there. And if you have any suggestions on how to improve the videos and what kind of videos you would like to see, put that also in the comments. And until then, see you in another video. Goodbye, guys.